What's up, boys? Donnie, back with another video. So obviously you clicked on this video because you're trying to become something more. Trying to become something more than the average man. And that's really what I'm going to talk about today, is how to become that person you desire that gets looked at and is talked about as being uncommon. The guy who doesn't do what everyone else does. The guy who exceeds expectations. The guy that can go beyond what everyone else is willing to put in. Right now, it's Friday night. It's like 10 p.m. I'm looking into the gym and there is not a single person in there. There's like 4 people when I went in. They all left. And I was the only one in the gym for probably about an hour. And it's Friday, so everyone's out probably drinking, getting drunk with their friends, trying to talk to girls, probably being unsuccessful. Just playing. But every single other male, every single guy that you are competing with is probably out partying instead of working, instead of trying to make themselves better. Now, you could have come to the gym 5 p.m., go back, shower and eat, get ready, go hang out with your friends. I'm not condoning that type of behavior. Obviously, I condone getting drunk and hooking up, but I'm not condoning going out and having a good time as long as you are not sinning. What I'm condoning is the fact that so many of those guys didn't come in here. The fact that so many of those guys didn't put in the work to go have their fun. That is what separates the common man from the uncommon man. So here's the lesson. If you want to be an uncommon man, if you want to step up, if you want to be that person that you desire, the person that gets talked about and they walk in the room and everyone's like, man, I can tell that he has been in the gym. I can tell that he is disciplined. I can tell that he holds himself to a higher standard. I can tell that he might beat me in every single aspect of life because he tries harder. If you want to be that guy, you have to step outside your comfort zone. You have to do stuff that other people are not willing to do. There comes a point in time where every man has to make this turnaround, has to make this decision. Some people make it when they're 20, like me. Some people make it when they're 17, like I did 3 years ago when I first started lifting. Some people never make that choice. Some people make it when they're older. The point is, you have this point in time now, right now, while you are watching this video, to make that decision. Now that you have the knowledge, and you've always had the knowledge, but now that I am putting it in your face, you have the knowledge that you must become that man that you want to be only through the hard work, only through the struggles. There is no other way to get there. You have to make that decision day in and day out to become that person. The guy that isn't willing to do that is out partying right now. He's at that bar. He's at that club. He's hooking up with it. He's trying to talk to that girl. That is your competition. Did you know that only like 1%, I think it's less than 1% of people, men even, can bench 225? I hit that in like a year of lifting. Some people hit it with way less training. Only like 1% of the population can bench 225. You just have to train consistently for a year and you can be in the top 1% of something. That should be mind-boggling, and that should be motivation enough for you to start, for you to become less average, for you to step up your game. There were so many times, so many nights where I didn't go to the gym. There were so many nights that I caved into comfort. There were so many nights that I went out hanging with my friends and just neglected all of my goals. And while I sort of regret those nights, I sort of don't. They were fun. But looking back at it, I don't talk to those friends anymore. I can't really remember what we did. I remember it was fun, but what I should have done differently is put in the work before I got the reward. That's a lot about that's one of the key aspects. Honestly, that might be the key aspect in becoming that uncommon man, is putting what you want in the future, putting your purpose before your desire. And that's the whole point of being a Christian as well. You have to put your salvation, you have to put your your salvation, you have to put your status in heaven above your status on earth. You have to choose not to sin constantly, daily, and not give in to your desires. Although your body wants your desires, your body wants that short, instant pleasure, you have to deny that. Your spirit has to be built enough to deny that. The average man gives in to his desires. The average man is lazy. The average man doesn't work out. The average man doesn't eat good. The average man does everything that he knows he's not supposed to do, like he loves it. Although deep in his mind, and I had this too, I had this feeling when I was starting to break out of this cycle. I had this feeling that I'm not supposed to be doing this thing right now, but I can't stop myself from doing it. Because the problem was, I hadn't changed my identity to be that person in the first place. I hadn't changed my identity to be my future self. So if you guys can comprehend this, you have to become the person that you want to be before you actually are that person. The great thing about humans is we can always change our mindset to be whatever we want to be. If I want to be a very angry person, I can just flip a switch in my mind and become that way. You just start thinking differently. You force yourself to think differently. Now, if I can do that for the sinful side, why can't I do it for my spiritual side? Why can't I flip a switch in my brain to become the most disciplined man that I can be? Why can't I flip a switch in my brain to become the most godly man that I can be? All you have to do is flip that switch in your brain, but it takes constant effort. The effort slope is like this. When you go up, 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 when you're walking up, you start to slide down if you stop trying. So everything in life, you have to constantly be using energy to get up that slope. Because life is a game of energy. And if you can't put energy into the universe, you're not going to get any out. Look at my body. And this is not for self-gratification. I'm just using this as an example. All the energy that I've put into my body is now transformed into muscle. My biceps are twice the size of some guys that I see at my college because I have put in that energy into life and I'm getting something out of it. So to become that uncommon man, you have to put as much energy as possible into life. That way you can get the most out of it. Recover right, train hard, eat good, talk to people like Jesus would talk to people, read your Bible, become a man of God, all these things. It's all energy that you have to put into the universe. And I don't really like speaking on scientific terms because I think everything is spiritual, but in a sense, this is spiritual. That energy that you put into the universe, heaven is a lot of energy. I watched this guy on YouTube that claimed he died and went to heaven and saw the afterlife and whatever. It's a lot, and he claimed it was a lot of energy. And whether that's true or not, I think it's a good principle that we can apply to our lives. If everything in our universe is just energy, all you have to do is expend and receive. You receive by sleeping, eating, and resting. That's your energy absorption. That way you can outproduce. You can produce more, outsource more. So as long as you're recovering right, you can outsource as much energy as possible. The uncommon man outsources as much as possible. The common man, the average man, feeds on as much energy as possible, but never uses it as expenditure. He always uses it for self-gratification, masturbating, pride, lust, all of the sins, because everything is spiritual. All of the sins that energy gets turned into all 7 of those sins. I didn't name the other ones. But the uncommon man will take that energy and not use it for sin, but use it for good. Again, that slope. If you're constantly using it for good, you're going to go up that slope. You're constantly not trying, you're going to slide down into sin. Hell is here, heaven's here. There's a reason it's above. But to be that uncommon man, you have to expend as much energy as possible. You have to try in everything that you do. I cannot tell you how many people show up to my college even and just don't try. I'm like, you're paying all this money just to sit on your phone in class, maybe sleep, not listen to your professor, and then use AI on the tests. You get nothing out of it. There is no energy being absorbed and then expended. Same thing with the gym. The average man, even if he goes to the gym, maybe he'll go with his friends. He'll go once a week. He won't try that hard. He'll wear a cutoff so he thinks he looks good, even though he weighs 120 pounds. and then he'll flirt with girls. There is nothing useful in that man. There is nothing useful with absorbing all of that energy. That is the average man. To be that uncommon man, you have to train as hard as humanly possible. I will never get over this. If you are not training with the utmost intensity, you will get nowhere. All roads lead back to Mike Mentzer. Mike Mentzer pioneered high intensity training. You have to train as intense as possible to the point where you feel like you might die. And as cringy as that sounds, it is entirely 100% true. I hit 475 for 3 on deadlift the other day, and my mind was in a different place. You go to a different place. Your natural hardwiring comes out, because your natural hardwiring as a man, you need to accomplish things and you want to do hard things because accomplishment is in our blood. But you go to a different mindset and you unlock that when you're becoming that uncommon man, when you're denying your desires, when you're doing things that other people won't do. I'm here at night. It's Friday night. Everyone's out partying and I'm making the difference in my life. That uncommon man syndrome is what is coming out. That uncommon man takes every opportunity he can to get ahead. And in some ways, you have to get ahead of everyone else around you. At some point, you just have to. But it's not for pride. It's to show people what's possible. Because maybe you can inspire maybe I'm inspiring one of you. Maybe I'm inspiring one of you to start getting off your butt and going to the gym. Maybe I'm inspiring one of you to train even harder than you are in the gym. Maybe I'm inspiring one person. That is the point. When you are pushing other people to become better. But if you are not becoming better yourself, you cannot teach other people that way. So yes, while I'm ahead of everyone my age and I talk about that sometimes, it's not for pride. It's to push you ahead. It's to try to get you to become the uncommon man. That is what I'm doing right now. So I never say any of that to gloat. It's always to make you better. If I see someone talking about a problem that I have, maybe time management. I suck at time management. I see someone talking about how I'm getting all these things done. I'm early to everything, and I'm going to take that into consideration in my life and try to apply it to make myself better. Or I'm going to get someone to teach me how to do that. Because the uncommon man also listens and tries to absorb as much as possible so that he may learn and that he may understand and get wisdom. Like Proverbs says, the wise man listens and then he applies. You have to apply what you learn, but if you don't learn anything, you can't apply anything. All of these things that I just talked about make you the uncommon man. And let me tell you, once you become that guy or start to become that guy, you will feel so much better about yourself. You will feel so much better about yourself. Like your life will change. I'm just going to be honest. I'm a completely different person than what I was 3 years ago, even a year ago. Because you're always constantly building yourself to become better. The uncommon man never looks at opportunities and says, no, I don't want to try. No, I don't want to become better today. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose in this life? You're not going to be remembered 100 years from now. You're not going to be here. It won't matter. So try your best in everything that you can. The whole purpose of life is to see what you can accomplish. It's to have a good time with the fruits of your labor. The enjoyment comes from the work. It doesn't come. Dopamine is easily accessible today. Alcohol, video games, scrolling on TikTok, short form videos, sugar. Dopamine is easily accessible. And when you realize that, you will realize how much harder you need to work to counteract those feelings. Because you're going to fall into those all the time. You're going to play video games. You're going to scroll on your phone. You're going to eat, you're going to drink a soda. You're going to do all that stuff. But you need to counteract it as much as humanly possible. Put in the work to get the reward. That is the uncommon man way of living. So hopefully this helped you guys out. I'm about to go home and get some more work done because I'm a late night person. If you watch my Instagram stories, you know that I'm a very, very late night person and I love it. I'm more awake now than I was in the morning. But hopefully I inspired one of you guys with this. Try to apply it. Do your best. Don't just sit down, look at my video, say, yeah, I should probably do that, and then go screw off. Take what I'm saying and try to form your mindset around it and become that uncommon man. I want you guys to win as much as possible. That is why I do coaching. That is why I do personal training at this gym. That is why I try to make people as better as humanly possible. Because that energy expenditure goes to them, then it goes to me, then it goes to them. It's like a current. And we're both making each other better. And that's why I work with guys one-on-one online. And if you want to work with me, just message me on Instagram. I can talk to you about what you need. But it is an amazing thing to pick each other up, to be brothers in Christ, and to push each other to be the best you can be, because that is a great brotherhood. I've seen it with me and my friends. I've seen it with other people. It's amazing. So take what you can from this video and try to apply it. Take what you can and try to become the best version of you possible. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.